Now to the fatal phone call on Wednesday. The Illinois Appellate Court sided with Sean Grayson, demanding that the case to the Circuit Court to determine pretrial release conditions. Then, after a request from the Sangamon County State's Attorney's Office, the Appellate Court granted a request to keep Grayson detained until January 2nd. Now, this gives the state's attorney's office a chance to appeal the decision. Well, today, John Milhiser and the Sangamon County State's Attorney's Office filed their appeal to the Illinois Supreme Court regarding Sean Grayson's potential pretrial release. Our Spencer Davis reports on the options facing the Supreme Court and what the process entails. Spencer?
It's now a waiting game for Sangamon County as they wait on the Supreme Court to decide on whether or not to take the case.
We know based upon this order that Mr. Grayson is going to be released on January 2nd. There are a lot of possibilities.
After Tuesday's order from the Illinois 4th District Appellate Court, Sean Grayson will have to wait for a potential release until early January. The court order allows for Sangamon County to continue holding Grayson while the state's attorney office files their appeal. Today, Sangamon County State's Attorney John Milhiser released a statement saying in part, quote, "We appreciate the willingness of the appellate court to stay its mandate to allow the Supreme Court the opportunity to determine whether it will review the case. Defendant Grayson has demonstrated he cannot comply with conditions and is a danger to the community after his inexplicable actions on July 6, 2024 when he shot Sonia Massey," end quote. Now, Milhiser and the state's attorney's office will wait for the Supreme Court to decide whether or not to hear the case. According to local attorney Scott Hankin, the Supreme Court has a few options.
The Supreme Court may not take the case. The Supreme Court may take the case and affirm or agree with the appellate court. The Supreme Court could reverse the appellate court. In that event, that would result in Mr. Grayson going back into custody.
The Supreme Court could also remand or send the case back to the Circuit Court. Until the Supreme Court makes an announcement, everyone will have to wait. Milhiser's statement concludes saying, quote, "We are hopeful the Illinois Supreme Court will agree to hear the case and affirm the detention order. However, if the courts determine that the evidence presented to the Circuit Court, including the videos, is not sufficient to detain defendant Grayson under the law as it exists, then the law needs to be changed," end quote. Sean Grayson is scheduled to appear in court on Friday for a status hearing. Reporting in studio, I'm Spencer Davis. Back to you.
Thanks, Spencer. These appeals do not affect Grayson's charges and only concern a pretrial release. Thanks for watching. Stick around by subscribing today and don't miss a single video.